Hello, everyone. We are just giving everyone a few minutes to join us, so I'm going to be on mute for a few minutes. We're probably going to get started at 12:05. I'll probably come on one or two more times between now and then just to make sure those that are joining know when we're going to get started. For those that are just now joining, we're giving everyone a few minutes to get logged in. We're going to get started at 12:05. All right, everyone, we are ready to get started. Thank you so much for joining us today. Little housekeeping note that if you have any questions, we will be answering them at the end. And within the GoToWebinar, there's a place for you guys to ask questions, and I'll be monitoring and playing moderator at the end of the presentation. I'm going to pass it over to Matt Herrera to kick us off.
Hey, everyone. Thank you. First and foremost, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules to join our panel. Just a little background on myself. I'm head of the group sales department here at CAREINGTON International. I've been with the company for 11 years now. Essentially, my job is to help navigate the ancillary healthcare industry with some of the top brokers and consultants in the country, really with a focus on employers, TPAs, and associations.
And this is Becca Bean. I am our AVP of DialCare, which is an affiliate company of CAREINGTON. I've been with CAREINGTON and DialCare for 11 years or also, and we are just excited to have you guys here learning more about what we're doing. Previous roles I've held at CAREINGTON include areas in the accounting and finance, project management, and product development.
Hey, this is Christina Adams. I am a senior project manager, and I lead our project management team. I have been with the company for 5 years, and take pride in the deliverable of what we're giving to the clients and just that whole customer service process through the life of implementation. So likewise, I'm excited to be here. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope everyone's healthy.
All right. Thank you, Christina. So again, thank everyone for your time. I know we're all busy. It seems like since we started working from home, I feel like I'm busier than ever. I'm assuming it's because everything has to have a phone call now as opposed to just walking over to someone's office. It's a little easier that way. But truly appreciate your time. If you learn anything from today, let it be that virtual healthcare is absolutely here to stay. The future is bright for everyone to receive some of the best care right from your home. So we're going to kind of help you understand the purpose of telemedicine. And we definitely all understand that right now it kind of feels like this is the new way of trade shows for 2020. Webinars is really kind of the best ways for us to interact and meet new folks. So again, thank you all for joining, and we'd love to have a lot of Q&A after, so don't be shy. No question is a bad question, and we'll make sure our answers are there for you. So just kind of going into the background of CAREINGTON, some folks may not know, we've been around since 1979. We've been a national leader in the discount solution space, really focusing on the dental world, the dental PPO market, the discount space. Our affiliate company, CBS, also known as CAREINGTON Benefit Solutions, is our TPA, so a third-party administrator and agency. They're a single source leader in the global product and service aggregation and full-scale administration. Some of our best networks are definitely cutting edge. We have repricing solutions and insure and discount products available nationwide. Really kind of makes us a simple, one-stop shop. And kind of going a little bit back into the telemedicine space a little bit, CAREINGTON was one of the early adopters in the telehealth world. We definitely were one of the original resellers dating back to probably around 2009. In the beginning, we were really created with a roadmap, with a really great vision from our leader and founder to really create savings for everyone who needed dental at that particular time. So our founder had the passion for not only for helping folks, but helping individuals save money by going to the dentist. And over the years, we've really become a curator in the benefits space. We currently have a product portfolio that consists of about 120 products. Providing a complete solution for our customers really helped us achieve a lot of milestones today.
Yes, and from that entrepreneurial spirit that kind of stems from CAREINGTON, DialCare was born. We obviously, like Matt said, have been a reseller of telemedicine, and I actually dates back to 2008, right when Teladoc, the big brand in the space, was founded. We've always thought that this was an innovative product and have been excited to be able to offer telemedicine solutions to our customers. Where DialCare stems from and what made us decide to go into the space was really around how CAREINGTON is always focused on the customer first and providing the customizations that our clients are looking for. We want to always work with our clients to provide things that will be the best fit for their consumer. We take pride in the networks that we create, making sure that they are high quality. We take pride in making sure that if there's a unique workflow or unique reporting that someone needs access to, that we're able to do it. DialCare launched a few years ago in the physician space, and very urgent care type clinicians and access to doctors 24/7. Last year, we additionally expanded into behavioral health with the DialCare mental wellness product. So we try to be a budget-conscious program that groups can afford to be able to provide access to telehealth services, especially in today's current environment. We have seen just the market continue to expand drastically as people that have been a little bit hesitant to have their care done virtually are jumping in both feet, not looking back. And after speaking with many of our doctors, both primary care levels and then specialists, they're all seeing that this landscape of telehealth being part of everyday care is just going to be a continually growing space and something that the populations aren't going to turn back from. So we're excited to be very well positioned to help Americans and help our customers in this unprecedented time to provide service to their members, so their members have a little bit of peace of mind knowing they can still get medical care even while sheltering in place or staying at home. So with that, I'm going to pass it back over to Matt.
All right, thank you, Becca. I think we all understand that in the past, telemedicine has kind of been a product that's either been embraced or not embraced, or not had a lot of usage and trended in the direction of, slowly gaining steam. And obviously from the last month, we've seen that completely turn around. So I think it's really important for everyone to really understand the definition of telemedicine. Believe it or not, I've had a few phone calls with folks that have never even heard of telemedicine. Shocked me, but believe it or not, there's probably quite a few people still out there. So it encompasses both phone and online video chats, so physicians can help with care and potentially diagnose over the lines of services. With the current issues we're facing today, together, really, it's really come to the forefront of how we receive care from doctors. I'm sure we all have a similar story where, our kid might have been sick, or my son, for instance, needed his 4-year-old checkup, and our pediatrician actually pushed our appointment back a couple of months just for the safety of my son. He was just needing some vaccines, his routine vaccine. So I've also seen where my primary care doctor basically told me to use a telemedicine service and not come into the office, and that's in the Frisco, Texas area. So I think we all have those stories, or we've seen those stories. We've seen, we've seen some of our friends or family or coworkers may have potentially lose their jobs, or been furloughed, or lost their benefits. That's really what we're here today for. We're here to remind you that, if you have folks that have, been furloughed, or if you have folks that may have gotten their benefits cut back, telemedicine's been that next line of, this is a way to get some sort of care and speak to a physician. So we're all coming together in this, and the solutions are growing at an exponential pace, and we see that telemedicine is actually here to stay. In response to the concerns, obviously, with COVID-19, you've probably seen it on the news, or if you're watching the president speak every single day, you're seeing, the telemedicine phrase is being coined, and usage has skyrocketed. So some things that, to consider when offering to your employer groups, or if there are any HR folks on, engagement is key. In our current state of healthcare, I think we all can agree that premiums are definitely a little bit higher than they used to be. So they're continuing to rise, and when promoting and using telemedicine correctly in an employer group, it can absolutely help control costs, not only with employers that are self-funded, but just employers in general. If you have somebody who, an employee that you can keep from, potentially having to go to the emergency room for something like a UTI or the flu or pink eye or something like that, it definitely just helps control costs all around for everybody. And that kind of brings me to my next topic on usage. Again, historically, you've seen the telemedicine usage rates dating back probably to 2012, all the way to the last couple of years. Usage has been historically low. It's either been buried in a potential, in a health plan with a potential copay, or you've seen it just buried in a bunch of other services, and people weren't really embracing it. When DialCare was formed, we built our brand and our platform really on, we want usage. We want folks to use it. We want them to see the value and gain the confidence in using a telemedicine benefit when speaking to a physician. So some obviously important engagement tools, and I think a coined phrase you're going to see a lot of in the coming months is telemedicine intelligence. You really, I think in the past, actually probably last year, really, you'd see folks that just say, "Oh, I've got telemedicine. I don't really know, what it does or what they could potentially diagnose, or, I didn't even know that you could get a prescription for a child, or didn't know that, my son could use it while he was at college," things like that. So really having the intelligence in the telemedicine space is really crucial in how it interacts, not only from offering to employer groups, but really just on the demographic itself. It's not just for full-time employees. I think that's kind of been the way it's been positioned in the past, that, telemedicine just needs to be in a healthcare plan or offered in the major medical plan or a limited med plan. It can be absolutely offered to the part-time, 1099 retirees, again, the furloughed folks. So when you're positioning it and you're offering it to your groups, or if any HR people are also on this webinar, think of it that way. Don't just see it as a full-time benefit. CAREINGTON has the unique ability to actually help you guys facilitate those offerings. So if you do have part-time, 1099 retiree folks, we have the ability to direct bill. So we can build a simple marketplace, really, that is a website where your folks could go on to direct bill. They can pay with their own credit card. They can pick a telemedicine benefit. They can pick a mental wellness DialCare benefit. They can pick a dental plan, identity theft. We have 120 plus products that we can customize and build plans specifically for those groups. So keep that in mind when positioning our offering. So I think with the expansion of virtual care, CAREINGTON and DialCare, we're closely monitoring the ways to improve. We're seeing all the different trends. We're studying everything out there. We feel that, in our world, it's good to become an expert in the telemedicine space. And we believe we absolutely have all the tools necessary to prepare all of our brokers, all of our HR decision makers, in making the right decisions when it comes to the offerings in our space. I'd like to at least bring up a little bit of something we do have on the horizon. Anticipate our next webinar next month. We'll be going over a new platform that we are going to have available. Can't really give too much scoop on it. I don't want to spoil anything for next month, but we do have a group enrollment portal that will be coming out. It's going to have the ability to self-enroll, not only for the HR or business owner, where they can self-enroll an employer group of 5 all the way up to, I believe it's 500. So keep that in mind. We are seeing what's out there and what's going to bring, better engagement. And we feel for you guys having the tools to self-serve will not only, bring a little bit different differentiators in offering product, but also really have you in the driver's seat of controlling the benefits that are offered. And for brokers, you will be able to assist your employer groups in this space as well. So keep that in mind. Again, I don't want to spoil everything, but that is to come. And, we are, I think, for the folks that have been with CAREINGTON for quite some time that are on this webinar, and for the new ones that are not, we are very flexible when it comes to our groups. So as flexible as this, I mean, we typically send out our product portfolio to our potential clients. They see it, it's a giant book, and they always ask, Matt, why in the world do you have that many products? And the simple answer is, well, why shouldn't we? We should be that one-stop shop for everything. So we're very flexible. You can pick an identity theft program. You can pick DialCare Telemedicine, DialCare Mental Wellness. You can pick a pet program, CAREINGTON Dental, and we can make that into one package or 3 separate packages. So definitely keep that in mind. I think with that, I'd like to kind of turn it over to Becca to really highlight the telemedicine of obviously DialCare and DialCare.
Absolutely, Matt. So the 2 products that DialCare currently has that are homegrown is our Physician Access Program and our Mental Wellness Program. The Physician Access Program allows consumers to have 24/7 access to doctors via phone or video anywhere in the U.S. We have a HIPAA secure tool that is so easy to use. People go in, they register their account. When they're ready to have a consultation, they go in, input their symptoms, input their medical history, the same as if you're filling in all the forms at your primary care office, and you get put into our queue. Our queue then gets picked up by a doctor. You're matched with a physician that is licensed in the state that you're located with, and you have your consultation. If it's over phone, it's a call, and our doctors are trained and do an excellent job at being able to assess what your symptoms and needs are virtually. They can tell by how you're breathing. They can tell by when it's a video looking at you. They'll ask you to describe in detail different aspects. For instance, I had a consult where I had a sore throat, and they had me like, okay, take your phone, use a flashlight, let's take a look inside and see, and they were able to see and know what's going on. When medically appropriate, our doctors will prescribe non-DEA controlled medications, and they're electronically sent to the pharmacy of the consumer's choice. With that, it's very simple. Your prescription gets sent, and you're able to go pick it up, all without leaving your home. I personally have loved the service. It's been not just the convenience of, especially right now, not having to go to the office or a doctor's office, but even before, it's such a time saver. You're not having to call and make an appointment. You're not having to drive to the office. You're not having to sit in the waiting room. You're then not having to go from the waiting room to waiting in the consultation office, and then having your assessment, and then waiting to get the copy of your prescription sent and the details, and then go through checkout. It's just such a long process when you physically have to go in, and this is just such a relief and ease. One thing I also wanted to address on the physician access is we've got doctors that are standing by 24/7. We've been able to really keep our doctors engaged with our program, and as we see our utilization going up, it's always been our goal to have groups that are using our program to add value to what you're selling them. Our doctors have been engaged with us every step of the way. With that, we decided to launch, after our physician program, behavioral health, DialCare Mental Wellness. With this, we are having 30-minute scheduled sessions with licensed professional counselors. Those sessions take place. You go in, you go through some triage questions, and then you're able to look and research and figure out what counselor you think matches with what you're trying to discuss. You're able to check to see if you have a gender preference, if you have a religious affiliation preference, if you want to talk to someone that seems to be closer to your age. They all have their bios with their pictures, what specialties they treat, where they focus on, and you can schedule your session. Once you have your session, if it's something that you are not feeling as comfortable with that provider, you can switch to have your next session with a different provider. We tend to see that most of our sessions take place in the early afternoon, and weekends has actually been just as popular. So we offer a 7-day-a-week session. We actually launched our behavioral health program in the school population. And so if you have anyone that is in your book of business that is in the education sector, especially as kids are now all at home, not in their normal environment, it's been a great resource to the schools that we've partnered with for students to be able to engage with our counselors, kind of talk through what new normal is. How do you handle social situations when they're all at a distance? Our team is there to help with depression, anxiety, relationship problems. I think now more than ever, everyone's mental health is something that everyone's concerned about just because we're living in this new normal. Kind of the big question we get asked a lot is how DialCare is handling the coronavirus. We've been watching the COVID-19 instances enter the U.S. and quickly got our doctors engaged to set up a special committee that meets daily or weekly, depending on the week's circumstance, to make sure that we're continuing to give our doctors the guidance that they need to be able to treat and give advice about COVID-19 effectively. We're able to talk with our members that call in about COVID-19, about symptoms to watch out for, when to self-isolate at home, how to give them guidance on how they should be watching for different signals that mean telemedicine needs to stop and you need to go to in-person care. They definitely are good at giving that guidance and direction. They're available 24/7 to answer any questions that anyone has about the pandemic as it hits the U.S. I would say in terms of utilization of the program, we've seen a huge increase in volume and have handled it with great stride. Our average wait times for the month of March was under 10 minutes. So DialCare consumers were not seeing the excessive wait times that have been in the media for getting a consult with a telemedicine provider. We've been able to keep every one of our members engaged with a quick consult to help ease their worry about getting to a doctor quickly. So our doctors are actively engaged. With that, we've also seen about a 60% increase in usage of our program, but the vast majority are actually people that are calling for things that they typically would have gone to their primary care for. We're seeing an increase in sinus infections, UTIs. A lot of first-time users who have had access to DialCare before and had not previously engaged with the service are now starting to engage. They feel that anxiety about going into a provider's office. I know I personally had to take my son into our provider's office, and it was very stressful getting in, how to follow the proper procedures to make sure that I was handling him and myself safely to get into the office. And unfortunately, he had something that we had to go physically in for. But if it was something that we started with telemedicine first. And that's where the telemedicine doctors really provide the best guidance of being able to say, yes, this is something I can help you with. Here's what you can do over the counter. If necessary, here's the prescription. But they're also going to give you the advice of, hey, that's something that someone really needs to go see. And this is the type of specialist you should talk to. And no, this is not something that should wait until this is all over. And getting someone's second opinion, I think that's what most people are concerned about, is what type of health problems do I have, are things that I need to jump on now despite what's going on in the world, and what is something that can truly wait. So our doctors are engaged and ready to help give people that guidance. So with our DialCare program, we are just so thankful our doctors for being able to continue to provide the care that they do, and we are just so pleased with the response that we've been seeing. Everyone's embracing telemedicine wholeheartedly, and when we talk to our physicians, they definitely see that this is going to be a continued growing trend. If a program does not have telemedicine today, I would be shocked that it's not a space that others would want to go into tomorrow. So we've seen a vast increase in business, and we want to be here to help support you guys grow your books of business with telemedicine, because it's definitely something that's here to stay. One of the things that Carrington does that not a lot of our competitors do is, like Matt mentioned, we have over 120 products for people to mix and match with to find the right comprehensive benefit package for their groups. We have access to health advocates who can help people understand how to navigate their insurance, how to help people with things that are not necessarily health related. For instance, you are now working from home and you need childcare in the home, they can help direct to help you find nannies that could come in. We help with prescription discounts. eDoc America is a great partner of ours. They work not just with doctors, but nurses, dietitians, nutritionists, fitness, chiropractor, and they're able to answer questions via chat with those professionals to help kind of round out the specialty care that are in their arsenal. So we're able to do things like that. Identity theft, we can do pet telemedicine is another program that we've seen a dramatic increase in, where if you are not sure, is this something that I need to take my pet in for in-person care, we have vets on standby that can help with that as well. So we've got a wide variety of products and services to help really make a robust package. And once you work with your sales agent to figure out what to include, we have a fantastic project management team led by Christina that is turning around new groups in record speed. So I'm going to let her talk about our implementation process and what we do to get our groups on board quickly.
Thank you. So hopefully at this point you've probably kind of landed or seen some things within this that you're already interested in. So maybe you're already kind of building the idea of what that product that you want to market is looking like already. So again, when you get to the stage where you know what you're wanting to take to market and present, you finalize that contract. That next stage, you're going from your sales contact to a dedicated implementation specialist within my team, and that person is really there as the project manager, planner. They're looking at the requirements of what we're creating for you, following project management guidelines, keeping the project on track, and making sure quality is and deliverable all are on time and at top notch. One of the things that we're doing within the project management team, not only is it your dedicated main point of contact, but that person's going to live with you throughout the life of the implementation. So at the point that you are onboarding, you'll have this kickoff call where we'll go over what we're understanding your project to be, all the aspects that you're will have once it's live. And then from there, it's setting up weekly calls with you to review the progress on the project. Again, these projects, like Matt said it earlier, but it's unique. We really do, it's not all the same. A lot of the projects, I don't know that any timeline is necessarily identical unless it's kind of one of our shelf plans. So we're really kind of sticking with you in weekly meetings to review progress, updates throughout the life of the implementation, really. So we're providing the transparency on the status and deliverables that are needed. One of the things that's on this slide right now is fast track. So our department has established timelines for the various aspects within a project plan, but we also continue to refine those processes and make it, how can we do things faster and get it to the markets faster for you? And one of those areas just most recently is obviously with COVID and DialCare, we've seen quite a few new implementations come through where whether it's a broker or employer group wanting to onboard this product as fast as they can because it's what's needed and everyone's hesitating to go to the doctor. So what we've been able to do is we have shelf plans, we call them shelf plans, but plans that are already out there that have kind of a basic configuration, a landing page with it's an online enrollment process. It's something that we're able to quickly set up and make it unique to your opportunity. And we're able to turn those around in, 5-7 days. We've had some that have gone way faster than that just in the last few weeks as well. So that's something that we've prided ourselves on just in the past, month of working remote. The other pieces of all this is it's not just, or one thing I really definitely want to kind of hone in on too, is it is unique. And so anything that you're looking for, whether it's broker and it's branding or it's a certain experience, certain messaging, that's all things that Carrington can do and DialCare can do within their, the marketing materials, website. And we're also here as product managers to guide you through if there's questions, so that, it's the best fit for what you're marketing for. Once the project is then, getting to the end of that implementation process, you're going to be handed off to a client relations person, and that person is going to be your new main point of contact. In production, they're going to be the person that if you ever need anything, assistance, questions, that's your contact, and they're now your voice within our company. And then that person will, continue to maintain any updates you may need, new products you want to onboard. They assist with ideas on how to market it better or different ways to go about presenting it. So that's kind of where it goes as far as, from the sale to implementation and then to production.
Thank you, Christina, Becca as well. I think, really for everyone to take away from this is, virtual care, telehealth, telemedicine, whatever you would like to call it, is absolutely here to stay. So we would really love for you guys to obviously have some Q&A. We'll definitely open that up, but we'd also love for you to schedule a demo with our DialCare team and really see the nuts and bolts of the platform and how awesome it is and how interactive it is with the customer. So with that, Becca, I think you'll be able to kind of see the Q&A. So if you want to help kick that off, again, we appreciate everybody.
Sure. One of the questions that we have asked is this something that can be used while traveling? It is definitely something that can be used while traveling within the U.S. Our tool and system will actually validate what state they're located in when they're requesting their consultation, so that way we can ensure they're matched up with a doctor that is licensed where they're physically located. But with that is actually the only question that we received. Are there any others? We're happy to answer. Give them just a minute. All right. Well, with that, guys, we really appreciate you taking the time to join us today. Like Matthew said, we would love to schedule a demo with you so you can see our platform. DialCare is here to help, and telemedicine is definitely a program that's here to stay. Oh, wait, there's another question. What are the next steps if we want to know more? If you want to know more, feel free to email Matt or myself. Our emails are up on the screen, matthewh@careington.com or beccab@dialcare.com, and we can set up an appointment for you to learn more about our program. All right.
Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your time. Stay safe.